What's up, everybody? This is Fred Richani of TSC News here to quickly recap UFC 202, McGregor versus Diaz. Now, full disclosure, I only had a chance to see the main event and the co-main event because I was actually covering WWE NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2, which was a freaking awesome show at Barclays Center. So if anybody listening to this is also a wrestling fan, make your way to an NXT show near you, especially an NXT TakeOver. This was it was great, and it actually featured a former MMA fighter and Shinsuke Nakamura winning the title at the end. So there's your MMA tie-in. But anyway, my phone was blowing up about McGregor versus Diaz. I originally wasn't interested in this fight because, well, we saw it before. I didn't really see it going down another way. But Conor McGregor proved something to me, to everybody else, and hell, most importantly, to himself tonight, and that's the guy has heart. The guy has heart. The guy can hang in there in the championship rounds. He can overcome adversity. And I was able to actually order the fight. Couldn't watch it while I was at the matches, but watched it on my way home. And man, oh man, this fight ended in a majority decision, 48-47, 47-47, 48-47. Conor McGregor gets his revenge against Nate Diaz. Afterwards, they embraced. These two dudes are made for each other. Here's how the fight started. First round, Conor McGregor looked pretty good. Throwing some low kicks, doing his thing, dropped Nate Diaz. Second round, looking all right, looked a little tired. Nate pouring on the pressure. Round 3, Nate Diaz just unleashing hell on Conor McGregor. By this point, Nate Diaz's face is a complete mess. Conor McGregor looks exhausted, but he overcame adversity there. Came in, had a solid round number 4. Round 5 was pretty close. He was trying to avoid damage, looking up at the clock. I mean, a lot of money is on the line here. You got to remember that for him and for Nate Diaz, but especially for McGregor going forward. And the last 10 seconds, Nate Diaz took him down, picked him back up. They embraced. This was just a great fight. Again, this is a rapid recap of the fight. If you enjoyed their first fight, multiply it by 3 or 4 rounds. I mean, this was great. This was great. Really a whole lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I want these guys to freaking fight forever. Seriously. There's a chant in wrestling called Fight Forever, where if there's a great match, some fans start chanting that because it's so great and they don't want it to end. I really didn't want this to end. I mean, I guess for the sake of their health, I did. But, man, oh, man. My friend Tom Green on Twitter said it best. When Nate Diaz passes away and the coroner does an examination on his brain, he'll be able to pour it into a cup. I love watching Nate fight, man, but he took so much damage. His chin is iron. Just iron. And Conor McGregor, he took a shot. He stayed in there. And the big thing with Conor is not only the fact that he won this fight via decision, the fact that he went into the championship rounds for the first time in his career, that being round 4 and 5, but the fact that he was actually able multiple times to stuff Nate Diaz's takedown attempts, which is huge because everybody says, oh, once you get Conor on the ground, he's done. Once you get Conor against the guy that can go on the ground, he's done. He's done. Well, he wasn't done. He did all right. Now, could Nate have tried to go to the ground more instead of just taking a bunch of shots? Yes, he could have. He certainly could have, but you know what? That's not Nate Diaz. The guy likes to get in there. The guy likes to get in your face. He likes to kick ass, and man, oh man, this was one hell of a fight. And the co-main event that I saw, Anthony Rumble Johnson, Glover Teixeira, no real controversy there. 13 seconds, straight up knockout. Out cold. Anthony Rumble Johnson, finishing Glover Teixeira. I mean, if there was ever a way to finish a guy in epic fashion, it was certainly that. So much respect to Anthony Rumble Johnson. He's next in line for light heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier. Conor McGregor, from what I understand, did say post-fight that he is looking to go to 155. So maybe, just maybe, the featherweight title is being vacated. I guess we'll get the official announcement, the official status of that whole deal in the coming days. But 155, Conor McGregor, I like it. That was great. The rest of the card I got to still take a look at. I have the prelims DVR'd. I got to watch Fight Pass, and of course I got to watch the rest of the card. But this main event was worth the price of this pay-per-view alone. It was great. Personally, I had it a draw, but you know what? A trilogy fight makes all the sense in the world. And Nate Diaz even said, I ain't doing bleep until I get the trilogy. So who knows? Maybe Conor and Nate Diaz will, I don't want to say hold the UFC hostage, but hold the UFC by the grapefruits, since they're the ones that are essentially the top two draws in the UFC right now. No disrespect to the other fighters, but without Ronda Rousey, I mean, really, who's the top draw in UFC right now? It's undoubtedly Conor McGregor, and right behind him is Nate Diaz. And again, these two were tailor-made for each other. Just quickly, I'll go over some of the more notable results. Donald Cerrone defeated Rick Story via TKO, head kick, and punches in round 2. Big win for him at welterweight. We had Tim Means beat Sabah Homasi via TKO, round number 2. Rocked him with punches. This was Tim Means' first fight back since his USADA suspension. We had Cody Garbrandt, the rising contender at 135 from Team Alpha Male, defeat Takeya Mizugaki via TKO, 48 seconds, round number 1. Perhaps he's next in line for Dominic Cruz. Some say he's not ready, but you know what? That division desperately needs new blood, and it'd be cool to see him in the mix, although I personally would like to see TJ Dillashaw and Dominic Cruz too. And Lorenz Larkin defeated Neil Magny via TKO. Elbows, round number 1. 408 was the time there. That's a big win for him because Neil Magny's no joke. I don't care what people say. Neil Magny is no joke. He's not the flashiest personality or anything like that. Some people say he's not the most marketable or whatever it is, but I mean he's a really talented guy. So big win for Lorenz Larkin. And the bonuses, performance of the night, $50,000 each were for Rumble Johnson and Cerrone. And fight of the night, of course, is for what may be the fight of the year, McGregor versus Diaz. So overall, again, main event worth the price alone. I'm interested in seeing the rest of the main card and the prelims because the whole main card at finishes, which is pretty badass. The prelim card at a couple finishes too, and the UFC Fight Pass prelim card at all finishes as well. So a fun, action-packed event. But folks, I want to hear from you. Did you watch UFC 202? Who do you think actually won the fight? Do you think it was a draw like I did? What should be next for McGregor? What should be next for Diaz? Let me know. Leave a comment below. Tweet us. Facebook us. Do what you got to do. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, take care, and don't forget to subscribe for more UFC updates. Much respect to both men.